Good, happy Tuesday evening, March 3rd, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday evening edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. We have a lot of stuff we have in Good Evening, New Hampshire tonight, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with local news. In local news, 4 additional people being tested for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 6 negative cases, 1 positive case reported by state officials. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Breaking news this noon, the New Hampshire Health Department says 4 more people are currently being tested in the state for COVID-19, the deadly type of coronavirus. 1 person has already tested positive and 6 other negative in New Hampshire. Nationwide, there are more than 100 cases. In Washington state, the death toll is now at 6. Also breaking now, Dartmouth's Tuck Business School says it learned that a number of their students attended a social event with a Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center employee who has tested positive for COVID-19. They say all the students are considered to be at low risk, but were asked to follow DHHS guidelines for self-observation.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into national news. In national news, deadly tornado devastates Tennessee. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Parts of Music City left flattened this morning after at least 2 confirmed tornadoes touched down in central Tennessee, ripping through Nashville.
It sounded like a freight train come through, and after it hit, we got to go outside, and the whole back of the roof was caved in. The front of it's caved in. We have no porch, and all the houses down our street are completely gone.
The governor declaring a state of emergency as the death toll more than doubling just this morning, a number expected to grow as many others still remain missing.
As damage reports continue to come in, I urge Davidson County residents to stay clear of damaged structures and downed power lines.
Thousands without power as the storm brought down power lines, sparks from electrical equipment lighting up the sky. There have also been reports of a gas leak. Numerous cars crushed as buildings stand roofless, many no longer standing at all. As the sun came up this morning, residents waking to see the full extent of the damage.
I didn't know what to expect. I was really surprised at this. I mean, we've been through lots of tornado warnings and never thought that this would happen. It's just shock. It's like a war zone. It's just complete devastation. It's going to be years before this neighborhood recovers from this.
Local authorities responding to at least 40 building collapses around the city as officials work to clean up the debris, while also working to ensure voters can still make it to the polls in this Super Tuesday state. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And our thoughts and prayers go to everyone that got affected in Nashville, Tennessee. And Super Tuesday is still underway, and we will have special coverage beginning at 8 p.m. this evening for Super Tuesday. And a bunch of states in the United States are participating in Super Tuesday today. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into business news. In business news, let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how the U.S. stock market closed this evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Dow plummages more than 700 points despite the Fed cutting rates. Stocks fell sharply in violet trading on Tuesday as an emergency rate cut by the Federal Reserve failed to assure concerns of slower economic growth due to the coronavirus outbreak. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. Your weather right now is cloudy, 59 degrees. And here's a look at that early forecast for all of you. 5 p.m. mostly cloudy, 58 degrees. 6 p.m. mostly cloudy, 54 degrees. 7 p.m. a few showers, 52 degrees. 8 p.m. rain, 50 degrees. 9 p.m. rain, 47 degrees. And 10 p.m. showers, 47 degrees. And weather for tonight, rain likely, low 39 degrees. South-southeast winds shifting to the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. Rainfall near a quarter of an inch. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into traffic. And here's a look at the traffic for all of you this evening. And as you can see, a few yellow and slow-going traffic in some spots of New Hampshire. Otherwise, pretty good traffic this Tuesday evening. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into sports. In sports, the Red Sox, they had a game, pre-season spring training game earlier today against the New York Yankees. And let's see the look at the final score from that game. And here is a look at that final score of that game. Boston Red Sox 1-9 New York Yankees. The New York Yankees won the game today. And also the Boston Celtics, they play tonight at 7:30 p.m. Brooklyn Nets at the TD Garden in Boston. And you can watch the game on TNT. Also, the Boston Bruins, they play tonight at the Tampa Bay Lightning. And you can watch the game on NBC Boston Sports. And that is a look at your sports news this evening. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire Life. In New Hampshire Life, let's take a look at upcoming events this evening. Community Night, 5 p.m. at Flatbread Company, Portsmouth. Family Game Night, 5:30 p.m. at the Manchester City Library. Holocaust, Our Duty to Remember, Be What? 6 p.m. at Northampton Public Library. The Learning Gardening, Starting Seeds, Adults, 6 p.m. at Prescott Farm Environmental Education Center. Chops, American Bar and Grill welcomes Alex in Sukla Winery at 6:30 p.m. at Chops American Bar and Grill. Open Mic Night with Paul LaFosse, 7 p.m. at Patrick's Pub and Eatery. True Tales Live March Storytelling Workshop, 7:30 p.m. at the Portsmouth Public Media TV. UNH Sympathy Orchestra, 8 p.m. at Johnson Theatre Paul Creative Arts Center. And Crestone Kingfish Ingram performs live in Portsmouth, 8 p.m. at S3S Art Space. And that is a look at upcoming events this evening. And now let's take a look at your TV listings this evening. Let's see what's on TV tonight. At 8 p.m. on ABC, Super Tuesday, Your Voice, Your Vote 2020. Also at 8 p.m. on NBC, NBC News Division 2020 Super Tuesday coverage. On WHDH on 8 p.m. tonight is Family Feud at 8 p.m. and at 8:30 p.m. as well. On Fox, The Resident, all new episode at 8 p.m. on Fox. And on CBS is CBS Election Special Super Tuesday News at 8 p.m. on CBS. And that is a look at what's on TV tonight. And let's go into your entertainment news. In entertainment news, Carrie Underwood, Miley Cyrus, and more stars share heartbreaking over the deadly Nashville tornado. Let's take a listen to that video from Access Hollywood.
And I'm like texting people I know, and I'm like asking my husband, like, everybody's good.
Carrie Underwood was concerned for her family in Nashville after a deadly tornado ripped through the city. The country star was in New York City to promote her new book when a tornado and severe storms hit her hometown late Tuesday night. Carrie told Savannah Guthrie and Carson Daly on the Today Show that her husband, Mike Fisher, had to wake their two sons, Isaiah 5 and Jacob 1, at 2 a.m. to get them to safety.
I know this morning your heart is in Nashville.
Yes.
What a night there. The tornadoes went through. I know we're still just calculating the damage there. But
I think that's what everyone's doing right now is assessing, and I'm like texting people I know, and I'm like asking my husband, like, everybody's good.
Are they
Everybody
doing? Are they all right?
Yeah, he said he had to go upstairs at like 2 a.m. and grab the boys and take them down to, we have like a little safe room in our house, and I was like, I bet everybody was crying.
No,
It's 2 a.m., like, freaking out.
The state of Tennessee has declared a state of emergency in the wake of the storm. The Tennessee Emergency Management Agency told Access Hollywood 19 people died from the tornado across 4 counties. And the Metro Nashville Police Department reported at least 45 buildings collapsed, and nearly 50,000 people were without power in the Nashville region. In addition to Carrie Underwood, other country music stars and celebs took to social media to share their sorrow over the devastation. Kelsey Ballerini tweeted, "Oh, Nashville, very sad morning. How do we start to help? Point me in the right direction and let's start helping and healing." Miley Cyrus posted a black and white photo of her family on Instagram and captioned, "Thinking about my home and family in Nashville and how fortunate I am that my place and loved ones have remained safe in these deadly tornadoes. My heart is broken for my home state. So much loss and damage. We are Nashville strong and we will rebuild together. Follow Happy Hippie Foundation for updates on shelter and ways to get active. I'm receiving information just as fast as everyone else at this point, so stay tuned and we will share info as quickly as possible." Dirk Bentley revealed that he had a near run-in with the storm, writing, "We ducked around the cell and landed at John Tune Airport around 11:30 last night. Glad we landed when we did. Wouldn't have been good an hour later. It was the cell that turned into the tornado. A lot of people lost their homes. No one comes together as a city like Nashville does." Casey Musgraves responded to a fan asking if she was safe, commenting, "Me and my fam are safe, but many friends aren't so lucky. We did live right in one of the worst hit spots a matter of months ago. It's so crazy. I'm so nervous to find out who the fatalities are. Nashville is so tight-knit, I'm going to help in any way I can." Tennessean Reese Witherspoon said, "Praying for everyone in Nashville and Middle Tennessee dealing with the aftermath of last night's tornado. I'm just heartbroken and saying special prayers for the families who lost loved ones. Please stay safe." Musician Charles Eston gave an update, tweeting, "My family and I are safe and sound, but this morning reveals terrible damage to this beautiful city. Lives lost, homes, schools, and businesses destroyed. Our hearts and prayers go out to those most deeply affected, and soon our hands will. Nashville will rise and lift the broken." Singer Derek Fine shared pics of the wreckage and captioned, "I literally have not slept. This was terrifying. It missed my building by an inch. Large portions of our community have been destroyed. There might be more coming, so please be prepared. Everyone, please stay safe. We will make it out of this. Pray for Nashville." Nashville's mayor, John Cooper, wrote an uplifting message saying, "Nashville is hurting and our community has been devastated. My heart goes out to those who have lost loved ones. Be sure to lend a helping hand to a neighbor in need, and let's come together as a community once more. Together, we will get through this and come out stronger."
Okay, and that does it for this evening edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed watching this edition of Good Evening New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here next time for another edition of Good Evening, New Hampshire. Good night and bye, everyone.